Welcome everyone. We have Rick here today to talk about transferring for STEM path. And we specifically have Lucy Rio Saunders and Sara Riley here. And they were going to talk about a little bit about Rick, along with specifically about transferring for the STEM path. Thank you for being here.
Great, thank you, Cassandra. As Cassandra said, I'm Lucy Saunders. I'm from the admissions office at Rhode Island College. I'll start us off with just some general information about Rhode Island College. If you want to unshare your screen, Cassandra, awesome. All right. And then I'll go ahead and give a brief presentation, and then we'll turn it over to Sara, who can talk more specifically about majors within this STEM pathway. So just some basic information about our college. We are the original public institution within the state of Rhode Island, originally opened in 1854 as what's called a normal school, which is educating the state's teachers. We've definitely evolved since then. So we are a fully operating liberal arts college with 5 different schools. What I've done is I've listed all of the schools here. For majors within the STEM field, they're most likely going to be centered around the Faculty of Arts and Sciences. I've put some points of pride here for you as well, just to know how students do in our programs. One of the things I do highlight for students is the ability to gain experience outside the classroom. So I've included some information a little bit further on in this presentation, but this is some basic information. Research opportunities for our transfer students and our undergraduates, opportunities to do internships and gain that experience prior to graduation is something that we do take pride in at our institution. Since we are in a stage now where we're only offering virtual tours, I figured I would include some pictures about on our campus. We actually will be opening in-person tours in mid-April, so keep an eye out on our website for that. We'll be having small groups, fewer than 10, come to our campus if you do want to actually set foot on our campus and take a tour. But I did include pictures of some of our major academic buildings on campus. Gage Hall, which is our primary arts and sciences facility, Craig Lee Hall, which a lot of your general education courses and some arts and sciences courses are offered in this facility, the School of Nursing, just so that you can get a kind of an idea of the other buildings on our campus, and then Horace Mann, which is our primary school of education, which is currently undergoing renovation, due to be finished hopefully either by the end of the year or early next year. I wanted to highlight some of our more popular majors on our campus. For this STEM field, there's a little bit of bleed over into the health sciences sometimes, so I've included those as well. And then students interested in kind of branching out, I included some of those majors too. So we have health science tracks in multiple areas, areas that require certification, things like medical imaging, medical laboratory sciences, general health science related majors. Youth development is a major that pairs with any other area of specialization. If you wanted to do some sort of education field or after school program, youth development is a good major to pursue in those areas. Wellness and exercise science, which again leads to certification. It's the education that you would need for most of the major certifications in this field. And then also some other programs that we've recently added. Within the mathematics department, we do have a Bachelor of Science in Data Sciences, as well as our mathematics major. We have new minors that you can accent any major with, so things like behavioral neuroscience, cybersecurity, which is in our newly formed computer science and information systems department, as well as queer studies within the gender and women's studies department. And again, with these minors, also keep in mind that you can add any of our majors, any of our non-certification majors as a minor to any major that you select. Environmental studies is another science-related major. This one's interdisciplinary, so it'll combine different academic areas. So sciences, anthropology courses, to gain kind of a well-rounded education in the area of environmental science. And I've listed some possible careers that, that this degree would segue into. So there are a wide variety: natural resources management, sustainability studies, environmental education, parks and recreation, even things like agriculture, environmental journalism. We do have a number of bachelor's to master's programs as well, which students seem to be interested in. What these programs do is you apply to them prior to earning 60 credits in most cases. And what that does is allow you to take graduate courses as part of your undergraduate education, so that once you do achieve your master's, it's usually just a year to add on to achieve that master's degree. So justice studies, healthcare administration, mathematical studies, which is our math major, psychology, as well as English. I did speak a little bit earlier about real world preparation. We'll go a little bit more in depth now. One of the things about our school is, although we do have graduate programs in many areas, they're relatively small compared to some of the larger research institutions. So opportunities that might have gone to graduate students to work hand in hand with faculty on research in certain areas do go to undergraduates. So there is a lot of face time that you can get with our faculty on our campus as an undergrad. So if you're looking for professional experience in a lab or any other kind of internship or research opportunity, those are readily available to our undergraduate students. For those of you looking to study at another institution, whether it be in another country, within the continent of North America, we have a couple of different programs for students. Study abroad, which would be the International Study Program, and I've included some of the countries, there are many more, where we have placed students. And then we have a program called National Student Exchange, which is a network of colleges and universities within North America, so the United States, Canada, that allows students to study for a semester or a year at any of those schools within that National Student Exchange Consortium. One of the highlights of that National Student Exchange program is that you are still paying Rhode Island College tuition to take part in that National Student Exchange, so the cost is relatively low. Internships, so outside of just research opportunities, many academic majors will offer credit or require internship and practical experience, whether it be a regular internship through an organization or a company, whether it be any kind of clinical experience for any of our certification or licensure programs. There is an opportunity to gain that outside the classroom experience. Our general education program as well, this was revised several years ago in consultation with the professional community within the state. So we asked them, what skills are you looking for in new employees? And they came back with useful information, things like communication skills, the ability to write in your profession, knowledge of a second language was something that they considered very important as well. So these are all things that we incorporated in our general education curriculum. It really does increase your employability after graduation. And then just kind of an accent to those research and internship opportunities, we do have a career development center that will work with you on learning about internship opportunities while you're a student, and even once you're preparing to graduate, even after graduation, things like resume review, interview prep, consultation in how to conduct your job search. If you're looking at different career areas, they'll offer job shadowing opportunities. So all of that is available to Rhode Island College students. And then we also have an online job and internship board that's available to current students as well as our alumni. We do have a number of academic scholarships for students. I've highlighted the most popular ones here. Our Transfer Scholar Award. So for students who graduate CCRI with a 3.25 GPA or transfer with a 3.25 GPA, you are eligible for the Transfer Scholar Award. One of the requirements for this Scholar Award is that you submit a FAFSA, because financial need is part of that equation for consideration. So submitted FAFSA, demonstrated financial need, plus a 3.25 GPA. And those awards do range from, I believe, $2,500 up to $5,000. For those of you who are children or grandchildren of proud RIC alums, we do have alumni awards available for students as well. In addition to that, there are a number of different scholarships available through what's called the Rhode Island College Foundation, privately funded scholarships from our generous alumni and other organizations associated with Rhode Island College, and they really do run the gamut. So I do encourage you, if you are a high achieving student, GPA above a 3.0, to look at the RIC Foundation, because the breadth of scholarships that they do have available really do vary. It's based on major, based on status as far as class, it's based on background. So there really are a wide variety that you can look at for additional aid. We do also have an honors program, which is for students with a 3.5 GPA or higher. That it has two components, one being courses within our general education program at the honors level. Class size at the institution is small to begin with, but these honors classes are typically even smaller than that, between 12 and 15 students, which allows for more roundtable discussion, going more in depth into topics. And then departmental honors is the second piece, where you're working in conjunction with a faculty member in your major to work on a senior project or presentation, which is presented at graduation time. It's special distinction on your transcript, special distinction at graduation. So if you are looking at grad programs, that's something that they will see, is that you've graduated from an honors program. And all sorts of other things associated with it, scholarships, different conferences and research opportunities that you're eligible for. If you do choose to live on campus, there's honor-specific housing too. So different other things associated with that college honors program. All right. So applying to Rhode Island College, I included first year information for students just in case there are some students that fall into this category. There's first year students, which doesn't necessarily mean you don't have credit transferring from another school. What we look at in terms of admission for students, whether we look at the high school record or the college record, is the number of credits that you've taken in college. So the bar that we use is 24. So if you have fewer than 24 credits, you are considered a first year student and would have to submit your high school information as well. So that's why I've included this information. It is a common application, which is the same for both first year and transfer admission. The additional information for a first year student would be high school transcripts. We have recently received information, which is very helpful, that we are SAT optional permanently. So we have received approval for that. So you will not have to submit any testing for a first year application, which I'm particularly happy about. So no SAT or ACT, just high school transcripts and a counselor recommendation for a first year application. Now, once you hit that 24 credits in college, then you are considered a transcript. We consider 24 credits a full year of college level work. It's enough college level education and credits for us to solely use that college record to determine eligibility for admission. So the transfer application, you do not have to submit high school information. So transfer students is just 24 credits earned, minimum GPA of 2.0. With any application process, we always find the best predictor of success in college is your academic record prior. So it's kind of a predicting with high school information, but when you have a full year's worth of college level work, that's enough for us to determine whether you will be successful at RIC, because you've already proven success in a college setting. So just that common application again, it is a $50 application fee. And then in lieu of your high school transcripts, you would just submit official transcripts from all your colleges attended. Now this is important. We do have students who may have taken a course at another school, may have taken early enrollment courses in high school. You do have to submit college transcripts from all the colleges where you've received credit. So if you've taken URI writing in your senior year in high school, you do still have to submit that transcript. The application will be considered once all those transcripts are received. So just make sure that you're thorough on that common application so that we can move that through our application process quickly. List all colleges that you've attended, even if you've taken one class at that institution, make sure that you list all of your colleges and get us every transcript from every college that you've attended. I've included deadlines here. For fall, the application deadline is June 1st. If you are applying for financial aid, that FAFSA deadline is coming up pretty quickly, April 15th. If you're looking to fall, or rather spring 2022, your deadlines are here, November 15th, both for having a completed application in with us, as well as submitting your FAFSA online. Once you have submitted this application, keep an eye out in the email you indicated on your common application. You'll be receiving login information for what's called MyRIC. This is a portal for students to help facilitate the admission process for you. So you'll be able to log on there, check the status of your application, follow it throughout the process. Once you're admitted, you'll receive your admission decision through there. You'll be able to see it. We do also notify students through email and snail mail, but once a decision goes in, the first place you'll be able to see it is on that MyRIC portal. It updates instantly. Once you get your financial aid package, you'll be able to see it on there. And once you decide that Rhode Island College is the place you want to attend, you'll be able to pay your enrollment deposit through there. That application at that point turns into a student portal. So you'll be able to register for your orientation session through there. You'll get a RIC email. You'll be able to check that through there, and everything that a Rhode Island College student can do. So we find it's helpful to students to have one login that follows you throughout the process. After acceptance, again, you'll be receiving an acceptance packet with information on how to enroll. We also have an accepted student checklist on our website. If you go to ric.edu/transfers, it's right there at the top of the page. It'll walk you through all the next steps. Orientation would be the next step after that. It starts late May, early June. You'll be working with advisors to register for your first semester classes, as well as gaining other information that'll acclimate you to campus prior to the start of classes. All right, so that's my piece. I'd like to turn it over to Sara now, who can talk a little bit more about majors and advising within this pathway.
Thank you, Lucy. So my name is Sara Riley. I am the CCRI RIC Transfer Advisor. So I can work with students on things like program selection, choosing majors, double majors, minors at Rhode Island College, course selection, both at RIC and at CCRI. So I'm really here to help with your academic decisions. If you're still thinking about what major you want at Rhode Island College or another institution, if you're thinking about I absolutely want to do this specific pathway, all of that kind of information to help you make those decisions and receive the information that you need for a successful transfer is on our webpage. So if you make your way over to ric.edu, I'm going to show you one page that will have two different ways that you can gain information about a program you're interested in. So if you find your way over to the academics tab here at the bottom of the red bar at the top, you'll be going under degrees and programs, majors and programs. This is an alphabetized list of all of our undergraduate majors and programs available. Most of the majors listed here are also available as minors, and there's also information at the bottom of this list on additional minors as well. So there's two pieces of information on this list. I'm going to scroll down to data science. As Lucy mentioned, this is one of our brand new programs available through our mathematical studies department. And you'll see there are two links. For each major listed here, you'll be linked out to the department webpage, which I'll show you in just a moment. And then to the right, this little map icon here will take you to what we call our roadmap, which is our advising guide. So if you're pretty certain about a major or choosing between 2-3 majors and you just want to learn more about the courses within, so what are the requirements for a major, the roadmap is a good place to go because all the information you need to understand the academic requirements live here. On the first page, you'll find a checklist of required courses. So you'll see for data science, you're living in the world of calculus for a little while. So there's both mathematical sciences courses as well as computer science courses required for this major. as well as 2 other cognates within the humanities. So this will give you a good overview of each major. So the checklist will tell you courses that are required. You can use the Rhode Island Transfer Guide to look at how courses would transfer from CCRI to RIC. You can work with me on course selection if you're interested in starting this major while still at CCRI. And you can also work with your CCRI advisor as well. If you scroll down to the additional pages on this roadmap, it presents a timeline. Now, this timeline is built for traditional incoming first-year students. It assumes no prior credit. So depending on your situation, if you're part of those first-year students with transfer credit, this timeline may sync up well with the credits you already have. If you're graduating with your associates at CCRI, you may land somewhere, say, in semester 3 or 4, depending on the courses you've already taken. So the timeline may not necessarily be specifically tailored for you, but it's a good general indicator of order of courses to take. So the course order is on the left column, and it will also tell you on the right-hand column certain prerequisites for courses, milestones to meet, when to, say, apply for a particular program, if it's a secondary admissions school, and other milestones important to the major to hit there. So the roadmap will give you very specialized, specific information about receiving the degree in the major. If you're still exploring, you're really not sure, you just want to get some more information about different majors in the program path, then clicking on the major itself that you're interested in takes you to the department webpage. Now, in this case, it'll take us directly to programs in mathematical sciences. I'm going to take you to the home page of the department. For each major, for each department, and if you click on the major list and the majors and programs list, it will take you to the department page. The setup is the same. In the middle, you'll get some updates, or sometimes there's a little blurb down here that are highlighting special features of the major or points of pride within the department. To the right-hand side, you'll have contact information for the department chair. We're a very transfer-friendly campus. Our faculty are always willing to sit down, talk to prospective transfer students about what their department can offer that student in a very individualized manner. So you can talk about, here's what I've been doing at CCRI, here are my goals, and they'll share, is the department a good fit? What are their offerings? What's, opportunities after the program like, graduate school, jobs, interns? These are the experts in their major, right? They're the department chairs. So they'll have a conversation with you, happy to do so via email, via phone, a Zoom meeting. Reach out if you have any questions or want to learn more and connect with someone about that major. Email is the best way to reach them, so you'll find their email here, but you'll also can call and leave a voicemail message as well. Those are being monitored. If you're just looking for a self-service option, you'll find to the left these links here in the sidebar. Each department page is a little different, but you'll always find information about the programs offered in that department, as well as the academic roadmaps, that checklist there. Program goals. This is the important link that I want to share with you. Each department will have some kind of program goal, learning outcome, mission values statement. What they call it might differ, but the content itself is always there to say, here's what you, the student, will gain from our program. So if you go into any department's page, their program goals, learning outcomes, you can match those goals. So we'll use their language here in data science. Match those goals to your goals. In reading through this list, does this sound like a major that is a good fit for you? If it isn't, move on to the next. If it is, you might want to contact the department chair for more information or start taking some courses at CCRI that would align with that major to explore more further in the academic program. If you're really not sure, So let's go back to this alphabetical list. If you're still thinking, super broadly, I'm really not sure. I don't know what majors exactly to choose within this field. There is another place you can go on our website. It'll take a few clicks. So at the top, if you go to current students, under academic resources, the first link, academic advising, program major selection is part of academic advising for students, and list of department chairs and program directors. You will find a list, same list of academic programs, but they're organized by schools. So the Faculty of Arts and Sciences will be the school that will hold most of these science, technology, engineering, and mathematics programs, but there's also other areas that you can explore. I'll show you one. If you scroll down to our School of Education, Feinstein School of Education and Human Development, under Educational Studies, you'll find Technology Education. If you wanted to learn more about technology education, you can just use this list, the contact for this particular department, Dr. Leslie Bogad. You can send her an email, give her a call, or you can click on technology education and learn more about tech ed. There's an education option for technology education, but there's also a non-teaching track called applied technology. And there's also a separate contact for this particular concentration within Ed Studies, Professor Charlie McLaughlin. So, information, all sorts of information is available through the website. It depends on how targeted you want that information to be. You can go to the A to Z list. You can go to the roadmaps, the department web pages, explore the list by academic school, completely on your own. So there's a self-service option through our webpage to learn more about our academic offerings. If you want a little more guidance, if you're a year out or more from transfer, if you really just want to start in a direction, I am happy to work with you. You can find my contact information on the Rhode Island College webpage, on the directory, or you can talk to your CCRI advisor. They also have my contact information.
Thank you everyone for joining us for this session. For more information on Pathdays, please visit the link ccri.edu/pathways/Pathdays. And also we have the Spring 2021 Virtual Job Fair coming up, hosted on Handshake on April 14th from 1 to 4 p.m. The link is listed at the bottom for more information regarding that.